Hi, I'm Dave Bergman, IPC Vice President of International Relations, and I have this week's IPC Technical Question of the Week. This week we're going to talk about IPC standardization in under 2 minutes. We've found that a lot of people get confused about our process, and I thought I'd go over it quickly and give you a little bit more details. So here's our standardization process. It starts out with several industry experts that are interested in a standards process, a standards project. They want to start something new, they find something's missing, so they get together and say, hey, we ought to ask for a project approval. That goes through our technical leadership, they get their project approved. These guys they're probably the most essential, they form the Originating Test group that is going to start a new standard. They spend a lot of time working, they try and get other industry participants involved, but essentially they have an OTG, Originating Test group, very important part of the process. They then go and they develop an outline to a working draft. This process can take a long time because you're starting with a blank sheet of paper, you start to build out a straw man, you add more and more, and trying to get consensus in this originating task group can take a long time, sometimes 1 year, sometimes 5 years. It really depends on how long it takes to get the content. So the working draft, and there may be several, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 working drafts, takes a long time. This is when it's all percolating within the originating task group. When they say, okay, we're pretty much done with it, they create the final draft for industry review. This still has 2 steps to go through. A lot of people think that this is, since it says final, it's ready to go out the door. It's not. Final draft means it's the last draft that the industry as a whole is going to get to take a look at. So the final draft for industry review, we put it in our newsletter. We let everyone know, all of our members and industry at large. This document is ready for your last comments. Once we get comments back and they're all resolved, and the originating task group does the resolution, they create the final step of proposed standard for ballot. The originating task group is going to vote on this document at this point. So this is actually the last industry crack at it where we have to get a vote by this group of experts before it gets published. So the proposed standard for ballot is a voting process as part of our American National Standards accreditation. They vote on it. If the vote passes, it's ready to go to publication and then out the door. If it doesn't pass, if there's negative votes and other things that have to be resolved, again, the originating task group has to make sure that consensus has been achieved at this point. Very important part of the step, the IPC process. So that's it. So we go again, project approval, working drafts 1 to 5. Final draft is the last industry crack at it. Proposed standard for ballot is when the originating task group votes, and then when it's published and available for the industry as a final standard. And that's it. If you have other IPC technical questions, please send your questions to answer@ipc.org.